So today I have Janine with me to talk about her experience in the Set Free Academy. So welcome, Janine.
Thank you for having me, Alana.
Thanks for being here. So you've been in the Set Free Academy for about a year, and I'm curious to know what was life like for you as far as, what you were going through, any problems you were experiencing, thoughts and feelings before you came in.
Before I got into the Set Free Academy, I felt like my life was all over the place and I didn't really know where I was going. I had just left a job of 14 years, a few months prior to that, and really just working on trust that I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't want to just take another avenue of a job to be in the same boat. And then I was, when I found the intensive, I thought it was great. I'd have an hour. I'd be really focused with the Lord and all that. And by the end of that week, I didn't even realize that I needed inner healing for real. I didn't think, I remember at the end of that week, kind of telling my husband, I need this. And I didn't even know I needed it, but there's something within me that stops me from going after the things that I would like to enjoy in life. And I don't know what it is. And I need to get to the root of it because things keep coming up and situations with people keep coming up. And as they keep coming up, I don't know where it's coming from. And I'd like to figure that out because that's my roadblock. That's what's stopping me.
Yeah. So you noticed that certain things were stopping you. Certain things were in the way of you being the healthiest version of you, like body, mind, spirit, really, really healthy. And getting to that place with God meant a lot to you. So you decided to come into the program. What made the Set Free Academy stand out for you then as something that you knew you wanted to do to partner with the Lord in your healing?
The pain that I felt, and the pain that I felt after those first 5 days, I just wanted it gone. And I didn't know, I'd done all the self-help books. I was reading the Bible. I did Bible studies. I was doing things to draw closer to the Lord. And what I didn't realize is how he brought me here to really help me. And he knew I needed this before I even knew I needed it. And I truly believe that I truly believe. And so when I got here, and as I worked through the intensive, I was feeling emotions that were so far buried, that were coming up in those 5 days, that I wanted to learn where they come from and how do I get through it, and how do I get to be me, the person that God created and that I was before the world got a hold of me. So.
Yeah, it's like peeling back all the layers of the onion to find out like the core of who you are, the girl you were when you were born, that little baby who was so worthy and so lovable, but all the stuff happens in life and kind of clouds our vision of who we truly are in Christ and in his spirit, right? So that's beautiful. And I love that the 5-day Experiencing God's Love Intensive was like this precursor. It kind of gave you an introduction into what was really going on inside. And then the next steps in being able to move forward with the Lord into deeper healing, which is beautiful. So what have you enjoyed most about being in the Set Free Academy?
I'm going to say the ladies that I met and that I continue to meet, because I realize we all have different levels of trauma, different levels of stuff that packed onto us. And to realize that you're in a community of women who understand what it is you're going through, even if it isn't exactly what you're going through. Because I'm finding that the world, my friends that are not in the Set Free Academy, really don't understand they don't understand this healing. They think, okay, you've identified it, now you're done, throw it away and move on. And I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. There's still work that needs to be done to heal. And now when something comes up, it becomes more of a detective, like really, really like, okay, why is that showing up? Why am I feeling this way? Where does that come from? And I learned to use the tools and the techniques in the Set Free Academy to drill down, if you will, for figuring out where that all comes from, so that I can get to the bottom of it, so that we can uproot it and then replant it with God's truth. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite pictures, is like uprooting all the weeds, taking out those tall, prickly, like the thick weeds, and taking them out, and then replanting this garden with God's truth instead of what was planted in us so long ago by people in our life or by the enemy or our own experiences, and really clearing out our soul, clearing out our mind and our emotions to really come into agreement and alignment with God, which is beautiful. So what would you say have been the biggest changes in you since you came through the Set Free Academy?
My ability to really be more, I always had compassion and empathy for others, but my feelings, like I'm more in touch with my feelings, and I'm okay with that. So if something touches my heart and I cry, it's okay. I'm not holding back the tears. I just let them come, and let the Lord really cleanse me of that pain, of whatever, that happiness, because they're not always tears of sorrow. There's joy too. So when it touches my heart, I definitely feel that more now. Like it's softened. So because of that, it allows me to have that compassion and empathy that I was born with and always had, but it's stronger. It seems stronger now, that I really, and I'm learning, it's always learning to be a better listener instead of fixing everything and everybody. I think that's something too, because I'm not here to fix everyone. That's God's job. If I have to fix everyone, then I don't let him work in them. I think that's the benefit of the Set Free Academy.
That's beautiful.
Blessing.
Yeah. It's amazing. I hear what you're saying about, when we go into church and people say, oh, I'll pray for you, or just pray, just ask God to heal you and he will, or just go read the Bible, or just change your mindset, just focus on happy things, right? And people struggle with that because they're like, well, we know that if we could have done that, we would have already, but there's something deeper. It's kind of like something that's locked up in this box. I talk about this box inside of us where we kind of stuff everything. Then all of a sudden, we realize that our life is functioning in a certain way, but we've locked all this stuff away that's actually holding us back. It's actually causing us pain. And in order to experience all of God and all of his love for us, to really see who we are in him and live out the life he has for us, we get to open up that box and let him in, let in his love, his light, his peace, all of it into every part of who we are. And then we can be set free from those things. But while we keep them hidden and locked up, it's not helping us, but in some ways we think it is. So we just go about life that way. And you decided to partner with him and say, yes, God, I'm going to let you in, and I want this healing. I want this freedom in you, which is beautiful. So how would you say your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions have changed since doing the Set Free Academy?
What's fun about that I've noticed is I'm starting to recognize that the way people show up really has nothing to do with me at all. And I'm able to see that, though, not just know it in my head. I'm able to step out and back and say, wow, they've got something going on that they might not even realize is going on at some level. So I'm able to do that. And I've also noticed, since being in the Set Free Academy, how calm and content I am. So prior to the Set Free Academy, I would be like probably frantic. I got to get all this done, blah, blah, blah. And I really don't do that anymore. I kind of am calm. I get what I can get done, and I leave the rest for tomorrow. And I think that is really big. What I got away from that is the resting part, being still and being okay that the world says this needs to get done, but it's not that big of a deal if it's got to wait another day.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we do a lot of things because we think that makes us successful or good enough or worthy. And then when we rest in him, when we find our worth and value in him, it's not that we don't want to do things. It's just that we take the pressure off of ourselves to do everything to make us feel a certain way. Does that sound similar to you?
Yes, because I no longer put the weight of what someone else's pressure is on me to get something done. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but when somebody else has an urgency, I guess maybe that's it. When their urgency has used to make me work overdrive, I now don't take on that urgency feeling. I can just say, okay, this is what we got to get done. And this is how we're going to get it done. And I don't worry. I guess that's what it is. I'm not really worried anymore about the outcome. All I can control is the action and let God take care of the outcome. So if there's going to be this urgency you want to create, that's okay. But I'm only going to do what I can and let God take care of when. And that's something too that is ongoing in learning, because that's pretty big.
Yeah, like it sounds, there have been so many changes. What in the Set Free Academy specifically helped you get from where you were before to this point?
Really diving into the modules and really working through the modules. And as long as I was working through them and taking the time in them, if it took longer than whatever, it just is what it is, because I couldn't move by and because there was so much stuff that had to be dealt with to get through to the next lesson or the next module. So
yeah, there's so much in there that sometimes you get to let it percolate a little bit, right? And sit in a particular lesson in a particular module for a little while and just let the Lord speak to you, because it's so experiential. It's not just, listening to somebody talk and taking notes. It's actually like you're having an experience with the Lord. He's revealing things to you and releasing things with you as you go through them. So I love that you have taken your time and gotten so much value. And that's a testament to you saying, yes, I'm going to partner with God in this and get what he has for me here. So that's beautiful. And what would you say has exceeded your expectations since coming into the Set Free Academy?
Being patient with myself, giving myself grace, forgiving myself for what I didn't know. That was that still is a big thing. And, it all came out as I was working on this, that, I wasn't forgiving, wasn't compassionate with myself. How on earth can I be compassionate to others? I treated them just like I treated myself. Really, it's what you do. I mean, why would they get better treatment if I'm not liking me? I'm not going to like them, especially if they portray that. So I would definitely think for me, there were so many pluses for this program. I tell everybody, I just do, because it just worked for me and it really helped me get to something that dealing with the negative, because that's really what it is. In a sense, you got to get to the negative. Otherwise, the narrative never changes. You could have all these facets of what you want to do, but if you don't change that negative, you never go any further, so.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much about changing that internal set point, what we've believed for so long and how we've done life for so long. It's changing deep, deep beliefs and helping, us come into agreement and alignment with Christ and abide in him. So it's definitely deep work. And yeah, so I love that you're sharing the program with others. Why would you recommend the Set Free Academy to others? If somebody is considering doing the program, why would you recommend it to them?
With this program, and you're partnering with him and you're using the best words we could ever be reading or wash and cleanse over us, is his truth. So why wouldn't you want to join this and partner with him? Because he created me, created everyone, and he knows me better than I know myself. He knows what I'm going to do before I do anything. And why not get deeper into a relationship with him and let him in to heal? And I always believed he created me. He could heal me. He's my healer. He that's his promise. Come to me, I will heal you. But in his time, in his way. may not look the way I think, but it'll be in his, his perfected mold of what he wanted for me. So that's, that's probably another good reason, not just to get the healing and to deal with what's going on underneath, and the beautiful community of women that you get to meet, and all of you ladies who help pull you through. I think there should be no reason why nobody would want to join doing this, partnering with God and him putting you in this community of beautiful people, women who are going to know how you feel and know how to nurture you, because that's how he created us. And they're going to love you through it. And even when you're not liking yourself, you're going to have that commitment with these ladies that they're going to help you through it. It's just, there's nothing like it, I don't believe.
Yeah, it is such an amazing community of women. And obviously you're one of them, just so much love and compassion and grace and support. It's a very accepting community. Come as you are, work through things. It's okay to be messy. We all respect and love each other. And yeah, it's amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
We have an assignment from the Lord. And the funny thing about it is he called me to this assignment because I truly believe this. I truly do. Because he's got something big in store for me. And I don't know what that big is. I have no idea. But I believe that he knows what he's got in store. And that's why he brought me here, because he knew that there was something that stopped me. And he said, I've got something for her. And until we heal what's stopping her, I can't use her yet. So that's what I believe. I truly believe that. I don't know what platform. I don't know where I'm going. I know nothing. But I do believe that. I do truly believe he's got an assignment for me. And that's why he brought me here. Because he goes, she'll never make my assignments unless she's healed.
It's so true, right? I mean, he prepares us for these things. And I love when you say, I said yes to him. I came into this program. I said yes, because I know that this is a precursor to the next thing he has for me. Like, this got to happen for me to be prepared for the next thing that's going to happen. So yeah, that's so true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is there anything else that you haven't said already that you'd like to comment on or say about the Set Free Academy?
I'm just grateful for all the tools, Alana, that you're constantly putting in and expanding the program from when I started. I mean, I could definitely say that. There's all the tools that you just so happily share and put into the portal so that we can do it on our own. The lives, you're able to watch them if you can't make them, all of the support spotlights, where you work one-on-one with you. It's just all such a wonderful experience that, and I'm very grateful that God led me here, because I would not have thought I needed this, or not yet anyway, but, I didn't know I needed it, but he did. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so great that you say that, because that's one of the things I always ask women before they decide to book an appointment to talk to me and come into the academy, is to pray about it first and make sure that this is what God's leading you to. You get to have that conviction with him, and that builds our relationship with him. So I'm so glad that you felt that and you partnered with him through this, and you are here to share your experience. I know it will encourage other ladies who are just really focused on God and wanting to have that healing through Jesus Christ. So I just appreciate you being here to share everything, share your experience. And I'm so glad that you are where you are today. That is such a blessing. Praise God.
Yeah, praise God for sure.